Okay, y'all, so you might know that today is the day of the Hurricane Henri. Hurricane Henri. I speak un peu de French, français, and I am on my way home. I am now home, and I gotta be honest, I wanted to tell you guys what happened on Friday night. Today's Sunday. Friday, I was leaving the hospital. It just reminded me because I just got back on the highway, and I got into a little fender bender. So this is what I'm going to talk about. Spin and sugar from Shite, because that is like one of my specialties. Like, crap hits the fan. And as I say, in that moment, I need to find the beauty within the suck. I need to. It's like a compulsion. And I think it's like, I don't know if it's super healthy. I'd like to say it is. Maybe it's like me knowing myself. Maybe a psychologist or therapist or psychiatrist will have a total blast thinking of me doing this. Maybe it's just me championing down all my crap really deep. But I need to, in that millisecond of crap happening, I need to find the good. So I'm offering this to you because I do think it's helped me. Like that moment I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, those moments I found out I had the miscarriages, all of those things. So, yes, back to it. I just got cut off. So I need to find the beauty within the suck. I need to spin, like I said, the sugar from the Shite. And so here's what happened. On Friday, I had a long day at the hospital. Everyone was healthy, thank God, but just a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening. I was on call. I'm on call until tonight at 8 p.m. And I finally get into the car. It's like 6 or 6:30. I'm driving pretty slow on 95. There's not bumper to bumper traffic, but it's slow. All of a sudden, I hear boom, and I get like jolted, and I get hit from behind. And in that millisecond, I was like, okay, wait, I'm okay. I'm alive. Oh my God. But I gotta tell you people, like I haven't been in a car accident, I think since I was like 20-ish. But I could see how people have some serious PTSD over that. Just putting that out there to any of you who have had it, because it just like, you kind of relive that boom. So I get out of the car immediately. Luckily, I was in the right lane anyway. And the Tundra, the pickup truck called a Tundra, was behind me. And this youngish looking guy, who, as it turns out, was a sophomore going into college, so not very old. But so, I mean, you could tell he was so shaken up. By the way, his Tundra got smashed. My Land Rover Discovery, which is like one of the smaller, cheaper SUVs, like, I mean, felt intact. I'll tell you what happened after, but felt intact. The wheel got popped off, but the spare tire. So we stop. We both get out of the cars. I mean, he was so mature, which, by the way, I like texted his father after to say, kudos, you have raised a good kid, because he was clearly shaken up, but had totally understood what to do. Like, he was like, are you okay? He didn't say ma'am, thank God, because I would have felt like old as dirt. Are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. Are you okay? Like, I'm thinking, like, as a mother and a doctor, like, are you okay? If that was my kid, I'd be like, are you fine? So, are you okay? And then he knew right away. He called 911. Like, he was so mature. He had clearly, like, gone through this drill, not because I think he's done this before, but just because I suspect his parents like aptly taught him what to do, which is a good reminder. I think many of us don't teach in detailed ways because we think like kids are going to glean and learn and use their intuition. And let's face it, they don't always. In the OB world, we do drills all the time. Like a baby's shoulder gets stuck. What's the drill? You have a postpartum hemorrhage. What's the drill? So this is just a reminder to all the parents out there. Any event, it's good to go through the drill preemptively so that people know what to do. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Then what I wanted to talk about is, so get out of the car, long story short, the cops come. They were very nice. They were, respectful. And like, unfortunately it was his fault, which, by the way, the first thing I could think of, my first, oh, thank God. Because this is how I like to think. Something seemingly calamitous has just happened. Again, chemo, miscarriages, your oldest son had an intrauterine stroke, like whatever it was that I've been through, right? You've been through your own whatever. That in that moment feels calamitous. I feel the need, and it's served me well, and it's a practice that is not easy, but the more you practice it, the better you will get. In that calamitous moment, I have to think of the like, oh my God, thank God it wasn't XYZ. So in that moment, I thought, first of all, thank God I didn't cause it, because let's all face it, like we all could be causing accidents, right? I think I'm a very good driver, and I really, really try to be very mindful and not be texting and all those things, but I was actually on the phone, speakerphone with a patient. I was not distracted because I have to talk to people in the car all the time, but thank God I didn't cause it. No bodily harm. My kids were not in the back of the car. Thank God the other driver was not harmed. Thank God he was so nice and gracious. Thank God it was like daylight hours. It was 6:30 on a Friday night. Like all the thank Gods I could think of. Now that doesn't mean I'm in denial of the crap. Like, it was definitely really frustrating. Like, I'm driving home, I'm exhausted, I'm on call. Now, what are we going to do about the extra car? You know, my husband's car is an electric car and we're having a hurricane show up. Like, all the things that are still in my mind of the depths of the shit, all trying to be juxtaposed with, oh my God, this sucks. And I want to be very vocal to myself so that I'm honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Be like, you know what? It was just amazing that I got to an accident and I'm okay. No bodily harm. Thank you, God. It's not that. It's not this fake bullshit. It is the, holy crap, that was like so annoying. Like, I like my car. I have a year on my lease. Like, it's a sturdy car. It's great. It was like such a good, cheap lease. Like, I'm driving home. I'm tired. All I want is to be home. And now I have to deal with a car and blah, blah. All the crap, again, immediately, deeply intertwined with, but thank God, or thank whatever being, or whatever spirit, or whatever concrete scientific thing you want to thank. But thank it in that moment. In the worst depths of the crap is when you should thank it. Because let's agree, and I've said this before, it is easy to be thankful when you are surrounded by abundance. Like when we're all supposed to be so thankful on Thanksgiving or Christmas, where we're surrounded by food and family and gifts and whatever you are surrounded by. That's easy. That's a gimme. If you can't be thankful then you really have a problem. The true magic and the healing and the ability of our brain to help ourselves, because we're all going to go through bad stuff. Let's face it, right now, every single one of us, not to be doomsday, we are not done with the stuff. We're just not, right? You're a living, breathing being. It does not matter the color of your skin, the privilege you have, how thin you are, how much money you have, what your parents do. None of that matters. You will go through crap. And if you cannot try to master the art every day of figuring out where there is goodness within your crap, you are just going to feel bereft when it happens. And again, it's going to keep happening. I know I'm not done with crap. I'm only 51. I know I'm going to have crap because P.S. I'm living into my 90s is my goal, or late 80s with my brain intact. And so I say this to you because right now, as I got back on the highway and had like a smidgen second of like a little bit of like, how am I not getting into an accident every minute? How is this like, and I have to remind myself, it was literally a fender bender, by the way, though. So as it turns out, as I drove home, he couldn't drive home. He had to get towed. The tow truck guy was also so nice, like chomping on a cigar, so kind and sweet. Like everything about it was like the best of a shitty circumstance, right? It's a good reminder to me to like drive even more carefully. It's a good reminder that like, oh, look, I wasn't so close to the car in front of me because I didn't hit the car in front of me when I got slammed from behind. All the good reminders. Reminder to make sure my kids are always wearing the seatbelt in the back of their car. So I say this because every single day we're going to have it. Every single day, good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen. And when the shite hits the fan and spins it all over the room, please, please, please make the effort to figure out the good parts, okay? And it's not like glasses half full, isn't that great? It's not in some fake BS way. It's in that very real concrete, no matter how bad it is, if you don't find something that's good in it, then it's just going to magnify how horrible it feels. And again, just to be clear, it doesn't mean that you're like, I'm glad I had the accident because, which I do sometimes do, by the way. Like, I got diagnosed with cancer and immediately I went to the like, I'm glad I was diagnosed because now blah, blah, blah. That's probably a little bit of like psychosis for me to do that. So I'm not saying you have to feel glad that it happened. I'm merely saying, here's the fact. It happened. Once it's happened, you cannot take it back. Not yet, not in this world, maybe in the future, but you can't take it back. Once the event has happened, the onus is on you as a living, breathing human with a brain, right? To be able to teach yourself and your children that once it's happened, cry about it, be sad about it. Really, like mourn it. It's okay. You should feel the feelings. All the while, you can and you should and you need to try to figure out the goodness within it. The beauty within the suck. Find the depths of the shit and figure out what you can get from it. Okay? And it is not easy. And there are days where I'm like, today's harder than most. And sometimes the hardest things for me to find the goodness in are actually like the dumbest. Like sometimes I joke like, God, I have been through ovarian cancer and this shit's gonna bring me down. Like me having to scream at my kids because I thought that they weren't that gracious or they didn't do the dishes. Lord, it is hard. Okay, I'm gonna go fill my car up with gas because I just got home and I'm in my rental car and my husband reminded me that I only have a quarter tank of gas and we are in a hurricane. And then I'm going to go and maybe put on my jammies and try to figure out some beautiful things that I can figure out. All the while, I will be yelling at my children. You enjoy your day. Bye.